Hi everyone, welcome to Becky's Crafts and Goodies. Now today we've got another video in our Christmas series, and today we're going to make some reindeer food. Now we have made reindeer food in a previous video, but this is a little bit of an updated version. Now although Santa's reindeers are magical, sometimes when you sprinkle the reindeer food out, little birds can eat it. So we have to make sure that the reindeer food is safe for magical reindeer, that's Santa's reindeer, and also just in case birds eat it too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start and give you a little bit of a recipe, and you can make this yourself, and you can also, if you want to, sell this at craft fairs. So what we're going to do is I've spoken to Santa, and this is fine for his magical reindeers. So this is some bird seed. It's wild bird seed, and you can get all sorts of different types. So we're going to start by putting some of that in. And the measurements don't matter too much. So we're going to pour a little bit in the bowl, like that. And then we're also going to add some oats because Santa's reindeers love oats. So we're going to pour some in, and any oats will do. So we're going to pour those in, and we're going to give it a little stir just to see whether we think we've got enough. Now, I think that looks about right to me. And then what we're going to do is put some magical glitter. And this is the stuff that makes the reindeers fly. And this doesn't work with normal reindeers. If you see normal reindeers, this is for Santa's magical reindeers. So, luckily, I managed to find some of this. And Santa told me where to buy it from. And I'm going to put where to buy this in the description, just in case any of you little ones are watching. So I'm going to put where you can buy that. So we'll just open it up, and it has to be edible glitter. That's really, really important that it's edible. So we're going to open it up, and can you see how sparkly and magical that is? So we'll start by putting a little bit in. We'll give it a mix round, and we'll see how sparkly it goes, and we'll just add what we need. So it's a little bit like George's Marvellous Medicine. You can add as much in as you need and give it a stir round, but that to me looks like that's glistening really, really, really nicely in there. So that's our mix. It's probably not showing it on camera, but it is really sparkly. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it in some of these hessian bags. Now these came from the wool shop Llandudno, so I'll put their details underneath in case you wanted to buy some of those. These hessian bags look really nice. They look kind of more traditional, I think, than some others. So you've got the bags there. Now, because there's a hole in the bag, if we were to just put those straight in, it would more than likely fall out the hole, and we don't want that. So we'll put it in something else before we put it in. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to decorate the bags. And I've got a few different ideas here. Now, I went on to Etsy and I purchased a downloadable printable that you can just download, so it doesn't matter where you are in the world. And I printed it first of all onto some white card. This one was £3 something, and I'll put the link for this in the description, so if you wanted to, you could check it out. So you get a tag shape, and you can cut those out. You can punch them out if you have a tag, and then obviously there's the hole there where you can punch it through, or just cut around them with the scissors. And within it, you also get one of these 2-inch round tags as well. Now, my ink isn't printing right on my printer. These are more vibrant. These look a little bit orangey, but they should be really red. And the actual document is red. You get it in PDF and also JPEG as well. So you get both of them. So it will be a lot brighter than that. It's just my ink that's the problem. But what I thought was, although I like them on white, I thought they'd look really, really nice on some kind of brown card. So what I did is I tea stained some card, and I've done this before, so I've got a video for this, and I will put that video in the description. But all you need to basically do is make yourself some really strong tea, pour it in a jug, get some card or paper, put it on in a tray, so a tray that can go into the oven, and then pour over the top with your tea. So really strong tea. You can do it with coffee as well if you want to. Once it's soaked through, get it and tip out the excess, and then put it in quite a hot oven until the paper starts to dry. So time wise will depend on how wet the paper is, how thick your paper is, how hot your oven is. So just keep an eye on it and use your judgment. So once it comes out, it's a little bit, sometimes a little bit curly. So what I do is I put something down on the worktop and I iron over the top, and this just makes it flat. And it is hard to get through the printer if it's curly. So just iron it just to flatten it down. And that's what you get. And you can do that with paper as well. It works in exactly the same way. And depending on how much tea you use, it just depends on the colours that you get through. So I've got some lighter ones and some darker ones. So I printed exactly the same thing out, and I'm going to show you now on the tea stain card, and I think that goes much better with these bags. I think it kind of keeps in with a rustic kind of look. Although these are nice, I think if you're using this type of hessian bag, I think they look a little bit too bright, so they will be better with something else. So what I'm going to do is just to cut round these, dead easy to do, and then we'll decorate them and pop them on. Right, so I've cut those out. We'll just pop those to the side, but what I am going to do is just put the hole punch through that little section there, just so we can thread some ribbon through. If you have got the facility to make stickers, you could make these into stickers as well. They'd look really cool as a sticker that you could put on. And also if you've got a 2-inch punch, you could just punch those out. So I'm going to thread those on using this here, and I love this twine. It's just Christmassy and elfy, isn't it? So I'll just snip a little bit of that. I've lost my scissors now. Just snip a bit of that off, and you could use ribbon. I've got some ribbon here. Let me show you this. I've got some red ribbon. That would look really pretty. So you could put that through. I've also got some white ribbon here with gold on. There's just some plain brown. So you could use loads of things. You could also use just like the twine. That will be absolutely fine. So you could, you could use loads of different bits and bobs. But I'm going to thread that through there, and I'm going to give you another couple of ideas as well as to what you can put on it. Now I've made, let me just thread this through here and I'll show you a little like sprig up. And I haven't really got many decorations at the moment, many Christmassy bits, but I've got these berries, and I think I bought these, well, I know I bought them last year, but I don't remember where from. I think Poundland and the Range sell things like this. Just some berry decorations, and I just used this little spare greenery twig thing from the flowers we use from Llandudno, and all I did was sort of twist it together. And you can then, if you want to, put that on there and just sort of just tie it on like that. Gives you a look. I mean, you don't have to put this on, but I just thought it looked quite cute. So just tie that maybe in a double knot or something like that. And then that, I think, looks quite cute. So that'll tie on there. And I like both of the decorations together because you can sort of lift it up, put it to the side. You've got your bits on there. But as I say, I will leave the link for this Etsy download in the description. So that's our little tie on tag that we're going to use. And I don't know if you remembered, I said to you about putting the stuff straight into the hessian bags it will go through. What I've done is I've made these little pouches, which are so cute. I've made them really simple, just super simple for you guys. I'll show you how to do it. Now, if you've got a paper trimmer, it will make your life a lot easier, just sizing wise and sort of measuring out. I'm going to use some of this paper that I tea dyed, and I'm going to cut up a piece that's 5 centimetres. It needs to be quite thin because it's got to fit in the actual bag, and it needs to be by 17 centimetres. So let me just pull that out a little bit. This is approximate. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but this is what I did. So like that, just trim that down, and we don't need that for a minute. So as you can see, it's a really thin kind of strip. And then all you do is fold it up in the first instance. And when you fold it up, you want to leave a smaller gap. So you're kind of folding it into 3. So one's going to go up like that, and that one's going to come down. But you need to leave this needs to be smaller. So it'll fold over as like a little flap. Can you see? So fold it up, make a mark, and then fold that over like that. So can you see it's like that? Then open it out and get yourself some double-sided tape. Now, I could have made this really tricky, a lot more elaborate, a nice little envelope and all sorts of things, but I wanted to keep this as easy as possible, just so anybody can do it, even if you're a, you know, a beginner, or you just fancy making some for your kids. So pop some thin double-sided tape on the edge there and peel that off, and then what we're going to do is stick this longer part up like that, and that gives us our little pocket. Now if you wanted to, you could cut that at a bit of an angle so it's a bit more like an envelope, but I quite like it as it is. And then you've got that little pocket there, and then you've just got a little hole in the top, and you can poke some of this. I'll pull these bits of tape off my wrist, and you can put that in there. You don't need too much, so you can make quite a few out of a little mixture really. So just poke that in there, poke that down, and then I'm just going to literally fold that over the top. And if you've got any Christmassy stickers, they would be fantastic. And I've got these from last year, and I know that the craft shop have got some as well. These are all I used on the first one, just something like this. But also, do you remember we did the laminate idea where we used the matte laminate? This is a Santa one that I did. So if you've got something like that, you could stick something, and it's a bit big, but you could use anything that you've laminated over the top as well. So anything just to sort of stick it down would be fine. I'm going to get that there and stick that on, and that just holds it shut. It's not going to stop everything falling out, but it will stop it coming through the hessian. And if you do those sizes, then that will be absolutely fine. So I'm just going to grab another one of the bags, open it up, and that will literally just pop inside the pouch, and it just saves everything falling everywhere. And you just pull them like that. I'll just do the same for this one as well. Pop that in there, and I think it looks really cute in that like little envelope design. So that's our bag, and then what we're going to do is just to tie this on. Now the tag's quite large, but I think that looks quite cute. I don't think that matters too much at all. And we're just literally going to tie it around, and I have got another idea for the other one, so I'll show you that in a sec. I think I'm going to go round and come back to the front and then just tie it. Maybe I might tie it underneath so you can't really see it. I've got the tripod right in the way here as usual. So you could do it in a bow, or you could just tie it and cut it off. I'm sure I could work better if I got an overhead tripod. I think it'd make my life a lot easier. So you've got that there, but how cute does that look? And it just looks so nice, so rustic, doesn't it? And just a bit different. And for the other one, I thought it'd be really nice to do maybe a bell or something like that. You can get a little jingle bell. So I'm going to thread that on now. Right, so we'll thread this one now. And without kind of bringing attention to the grumpy people on the channel, there's a lady that came on and she was moaning quite a lot about people doing things for Christmas Eve and sort of spending too much money. And I know in Germany, Christmas Eve's a really, really big thing, and we love Christmas Eve in our family. And by doing Christmas Eve boxes, it's not actually about the amount of money that you spend. I like to say it's not the money, it's the magic. And you can do things so cheaply. So I really love Christmas Eve. It's one of my favourite days of the year. And that's all we're doing. We're keeping the magic alive. And by doing things like reindeer food, it's just magical, isn't it? And it's kind of to me, keeps that little spark going there. So I'm just going to tie that up, and I think it looks really, really cute with one of Santa's little bells on there as well. Let's say you can make them really, really simple, and I think that looks really cute. And what little child wouldn't like that on Christmas Eve? It's beautiful, isn't it? So I hope I've inspired you to have a go at making some of these yourself. They're really, really easy to do. And I'll be doing a few more Christmas crafts coming up. So don't forget to subscribe, because I'm sure there'll be something in that you'll love too. So that's it for me. I hope you're all okay, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye for now.